Mika Yasuda, Midori Francis, made a big decision about her future at Gray Sloan, while Lucas Adams, Nico Turho, and Joe Wilson, Camilla Luddington, faced a hostage situation on Grey's Anatomy. The fall finale of Grey's Anatomy concluded with Lucas Adams, Nico Turho, life hanging in the balance. With temperatures in Seattle soaring and the hospital running low on ice, he and Joe Wilson, Camilla Luddington, went to a convenience store to get some more. However, their quick trip didn't go to plan as the cashier was robbed at gunpoint and the thief turned the gun on Joe and Lucas when he spotted them hiding. "All right, nobody moves unless you want to die," the robber said. During the hostage situation, Lucas learned that Joe was pregnant when she thought she was bleeding. After the cashier attempted to hit the robber with a baseball bat, Lucas stepped in to grab the gun away from him and protect Joe. However, the pair got into a scuffle and Lucas was ultimately shot. 6 weeks after her sister Chloe's, Julia Rose's, death, Mika Yasuda, Midori Francis, was still reeling from the loss while attempting to get back to work at Gray Sloan Memorial. Miranda Bailey, Chandra Wilson, warned her to be patient with herself, but she insisted was ready to get back to work. When Bailey attempted to save a patient who had a heart attack, Mika panicked, saying, "He is dying." "You are letting him die. You just can't let him die like that," before she began referring to the loss of her sister. She begged, "Just please save her." Bailey decided it was time to bench her and make sure she had the time to grieve. Meanwhile, Mika told Jules Millen, Adelaide Kane, that she just wanted to feel normal before the pair hooked up in the on-call room. After her freak out in front of a patient, Mika apologized to Bailey but realized she could no longer practice medicine at Gray Sloan. "I'm either all in or I am all I need to find a way forward, but I can't do that if everything around reminds me of her," she told Bailey, referring to Chloe. Bailey understood and told her that it would make her a stronger surgeon later in life. After sharing one final kiss, Jules confronted Bailey, who defended supporting Mika's decision to leave, saying, "I told her to make the best decision for herself and her family." However, Jules responded that Bailey made Mika feel she meant nothing to her. A heat dome in Seattle caused chaos at the hospital, with all non-emergency surgeries being put to a halt and former firefighter Ben Warren, Jason George, put in charge of managing overflow, much to his chagrin. Later, Ben took charge when Gray Sloan didn't have any room for patients and went against Teddy's orders to keep the hospital open. His decision later got him in hot water with his boss, who told her that he was still thinking like a firefighter, and she closed the hospital to new trauma patients. Cass Beckman, Sophia Bush, also arrived at the hospital to help treat the rush of patients. Cass later addressed the elephant in the room, Aka. Her kiss with Teddy. She told Owen Hunt, Kevin McKidd, "I am sorry for what happened with Teddy. I don't typically go around kissing other people's wives. We were just having a good time, and it was a misunderstanding, and it was my misunderstanding. No apology necessary. I trust my wife. She told me it was nothing, and I believe her," he responded. Cass and Teddy shared a bonding moment in the elevator, which was interrupted when the doors opened and Owen was there. When Owen left them, he found his old friend Nora, Floriana Lima, outside the hospital and offered her a ride home. Old flames and new beginnings. Amelia Shepard, Katerina Skorson, called upon Winston Duvu, Anthony Hill, to help her with a patient who was experiencing brain aneurysms. But he was surprised to find out the patient's mother, Sky, was a woman he ghosted after meeting on a dating app. Winston later found Sky to explain why he didn't follow up after their date, saying, "My divorce was more amicable than most, but still it's been rough. So I've been trying to get back out there, and I'm just not ready for anything serious right now. That's what I should have told you after our date." She insisted she didn't mind but wanted him to stay focused on her daughter's needs. The aneurysm was worse than Amelia expected, and she was forced to put her on bypass with the help of Winston to complete the surgery. Ultimately, Amelia was able to clip the aneurysm, but Winston wasn't able to get her heart started after the bypass surgery. Meanwhile, Benson Blue Kwans, Harry Shum Jr., ex-fiancée Molly, Diane Doan, came back to Gray Sloan to inform that her boyfriend proposed because I just hadn't been able to get you out of my head since their kiss. He later told Simone Griffin, Alexis Floyd, that too much had happened between the pair, adding, "It would be impossible to make it work now."